The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new, was the saying of the great philosopher Socrates. Hello and good afternoon to respected dignitaries, the members of the management, invited guests, parents, teachers, and students. I, Mausam Kukreti, on behalf of Sanatan Dhan Public School, Pitampura, heartily welcome our esteemed guests. A warm welcome to renowned Indian boxer, Padamshri, Mr. Vijender Singh, ex-Indian officer, squadron leader, Ms. Toolika Rani, a great educationist and renowned sports commentator, Mr. Vijayan Bala. I would also extend my warm welcome to our chairman, Sir, Shri Chandrabhan Garg ji, our manager, Sir, Shri Bharat Gupta ji, our secretary, Sir, Shri Dinesh Bansal ji, our former chairman, Sir, Shri K.L. Bansal, Sir, Dr. Umesh Chikara, Principal SD Public School, Punjabi Bagh, Mrs. Anita Sharma, Principal SD Public School, Pitampura. Welcome to all others invited guests on this virtual celebration of our Foundation Day and the launch of India in Olympics competition. Before we proceed further, let us invoke the God for the blessings.
Sangachadvam samvadadvam Samvo manansi janatam Deva bhagam yatha purve Sanjanana upasate Sanjanana upasate
Thank you, everyone. Ultimately, the greatest lesson that COVID-19 can teach humanity is that we all are together in this. With this positive note, I once again welcome you all. I am profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to announce that we all have gathered here to celebrate the Foundation Day of our school, which has completed 26 years of marvelous journey. आज ही के दिन हमारे विद्यालय की नींव 19 अप्रैल 1993 में रखी गई थी। Congratulations to the SDPS family. SD Public School is marching towards an extra mile with a smile in the momentous task of molding the minds. This temple of real knowledge is an aim with the mission to nurture each child to make compassionate and discerning individual through a holistic quality education. Sanatan Dharm Public School has always endured to impart virtues to children, which is a very important and indispensable parameter in this holistic development. Today, we are celebrating the 26th year of this institution, which is a symbol of discipline, values, and unstoppable achievements. We began our journey in the year 1993 as a small institution with just 17 students and 5 staff members. Today, we stand with pride here with well-equipped infrastructure and substantial strength of students being nurtured by well-qualified and experienced faculty. It is rightly said, perfect courage means doing unwitnessed what one would be capable of doing before the whole world. We all are filled with perfect courage as we stand together to put up a determined fight for an unprecedented life, threatening disease due to coronavirus with such a vast magnitude with valiant corona warriors all along the country. The management and the principal of our school have the passion to empower the students for an increasingly challenging life in the world outside is remarkable. They have consistently been settling new standards to optimize the integrated performance of their team of teachers. Now, I would request our principal ma'am to present the annual report of our school. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Mawsam. Guest of today, exhibited sportsman, Mr. Vijender Singh, vivacious mountaineer and Air Force officer, Ms. Toolika Rani, compendious sports writer and educationist par excellence, Mr. Vijayan Bala, Honorable School Chairman, Shri Chandrabhan Garg, Manager, Shri Bharat Gupta ji, Honorable Shri K.L. Bansal ji, our formal school chairman, and my dear promising enthusiastic students, passionate teachers, and all esteemed audience. I welcome you all on the occasion of Foundation Day of SD Public School, Pitampura, and the launch of India in Olympics quiz. SD Public School was started in the year 1994 on 19th of April when the trust members of SD Education Trust Punjabi Bagh has taken this initiative of starting the second branch at Pitampura, and they started this initiative with the altruistic aim of providing quality education at low cost. In this journey of 27 years, the SDPS fraternity is able to exhibit high standards in all segments of education, from providing academic guidance to developing socially responsible, emotionally stable, and physically fit citizens of India. Our constant endeavor is to channelize the halo of the young minds for their holistic development, imbibing good habits of a lifetime. School slogan is Vidya Jnana Veshanam. That means education is constant pursuit of truth, as the truth always drives one to deep dive within and help to evolve by awakening one's wisdom and consciousness. School can become a temple of learning only when the student, the guardian, and the society in harmony endeavor to make it a place of pursuit for education, a sadhana, where the spring of punctuality, sanctity, and thirst of knowledge flows. This is said by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this is very true. So, on this auspicious day of our school's foundation day, I take you to a tour to a temple of learning, Sanatan Dharm Public School, Pitampura. SD Public School is a CBSE affiliated and ISO certified school. The school is recognized today as a front runner in the field of education with well-equipped infrastructure and substantial strength of students being nurtured by well-qualified and experienced faculty. School provides opportunities and platforms to all students to nurture their talents and to capture their potentials in the field of science and mathematics, in the field of performing arts, in promoting and establishing cultural values. School takes utmost care to create awareness about problems existing in the society and encourage students to find the solutions to the problems and engage in enterprising and innovative ventures through its school enterprising program, Yuva Kriti, and ATL Tinkering Lab awarded by Niti Aayog. The school provides digital learning and assessment platform in collaboration with Microsoft and Educosoft. We at SDPS believes that every child is the most beautiful and unique creation of God and has every right to quality education. The school is proud to run an inclusive unit, UTSA, to cater children with special needs for their educational, social, and emotional development. So far, more than 600 children are trained by the school with cross disabilities. Although our beautiful journey cannot be summed up in few words, I am sharing some of its outstanding achievements in recent years. School has produced many celebrities in the field of science and technology, industry, art and culture, and sports. To name few, Mr. Vidit Atre, co-founder and CEO of Meesho, social e-commerce platform, who has recently received unicorn funding from SoftBank, is our alumnus. Mr. Dipanshu Jindal, who was not only All India rank holder position #1 for IIT JEE examination, but also the topper and president medal holder from IIT Delhi. Famous singer Raftar, popular, his actual name is Dilip Nair, so popularly known as Raftar amongst the youth, is from this school. 14 record holder children in the field of yoga from age group of 7 years to 17 years and are credited in India Book of Records and Asia Book of Records, first team of Asia of visually impaired children also who performs acrobatic yoga. So they are all the product of the school. Recently, during the lockdown period, one of our student, Prabnoor Singh, he received bronze certificate in International Biology Olympiad organized by Royal Society of Biology London, and 11 of our students had been given the membership of Royal Society of Biology London. Yashika Jindal, of class 12 student, she was selected to participate in an incubator program on ecospheric bins project. And this project was actually designed by, this challenge was designed by Rahul Jindal, who is Google's global director. And this girl has won the scholarship in this UAble entrepreneurship program of few $100. Our school is also the recipient of International School Award by British Council since 2015 and Microsoft Showcase School Award winner, and also an active partner in all the programs by Microsoft. 4 of our school teachers, Ms. Anamika Jha, Ms. Rajni Bhatia, Ms. Mukta, and Ms. Gitanjali, they represented India in the global exchange program conducted by Microsoft in Singapore and Sydney, Australia, respectively. School also runs global exchange program in both online and offline mode with almost 38 countries, including Japan, Korea, Malaysia, France, Kenya, etc. and try to give exposure to the students about the international education system. Even during the lockdown, we gave platform to all the students, not only from our school, but from the schools from all across India and from the Middle East countries. And students were allowed to participate in the live interactive sessions during the pandemic with eminent personalities. To name few, Honorable Human Resource Development Minister, now the Education Minister, Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal, Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi and Education Minister, Mr. Manish Sisodia, renowned actress and politician Hema Malini, Nobel Peace Laureate Kailash Satyarthi, Padmashri Professor Dinesh Singh, Yog Guru Swami Ramdev ji, etc. And these people, they shared their valuable life experiences with the students, and they had one-to-one conversation with the students. School also released 6 publications during lockdown: Beacon in 4 volumes, Shining Bells, the newsletter documented by Tiny Tots' joyful activities, Pearl of SDPS, a directory of school alumnus, etc. We are also proud to have exceptional faculty with several international accolades. In fact, if I say that more than 50% of our teachers, they have some national or the international accolade with them, then there will not be any doubt about it. I will be sharing few of them, and I will not be able to take all the names because the list is long. To name few, I have already shared the name of 4 of our teachers. So one of them is Gitanjali Goyal. She has also been given IT Guru Award. Ms. Rajni Bhatia, she has been identified as the best teacher by the Forum of Public Schools, and she has been awarded cash prize of rupees 11,000 by Honorable Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal ji. Our senior teacher, PGT Geography, Mr. Suryaveer Singh Chauhan, he is National ICT Awardee, and he also is selected to represent India in the Educational Technology event, the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. In fact, you will be pleased to know that he was first in the world who used Wiki as the classroom technology, and he has been recognized by the UNESCO in an event organized at Bangkok. He is also regularly contributing as a resource person for the CBSE online training sessions and is invited many a times as a speaker during the CIET and NCERT webinars. Our yoga teacher, Mr. Hemant Sharma, he has been nominated this year as an India representative by the International Yoga Olympic Committee 2020. Many of our teachers, Mr. Ajay Marwa, Ms. Sonia, Mr. Suryaveer, Ms. Kusum, they were honored with AKS Education Award for their exceptional academic mentorship and outstanding board results. Many of our teachers, Ms. Vandana Gupta, Ms. Nisha Sharma, Ms. Anamika Jha, Ms. Gitanjali, they received IT Guru Award from the Dr. Antariksh Johari, Director IT CBSE. In the end, I will express my heartfelt gratitude to the respected office bearers of the management and the trust members and all staff members, teaching as well as the non-teaching staff members, supporting staff members, parents, students, and well-wishers whose constant cooperation and contribution have helped maintain high standards of education in our school. Philosophy of Finland education system, because nowadays this is the system which has been talked about most, and it is said that this country, this small country, has the best education system. So their philosophy is whatever it takes to upbring the child, go for it. If one method fails, try another, but do not leave any stone unturned to raise the child to his best. We at SDPS follow the same mantra and work with same spirit. Dr. Kalam has said that the best brains of the nation may be found sitting on the last bench of the class. We make every attempt to touch the lives of every child in our care, ignoring which desk he chooses to sit. Because education is not filling of a pail, but the lightning of fire. May the fire of learning always remain ignited to illuminate and create a better world. I will also say that we have chosen this day of today to launch this India in Olympics quiz, as the Olympics, when it was revived in 19th century, it was on the day of 17th April, which is very near to our foundation day, and their motto of faster, brighter, and stronger, I hope will be adopted by every child. This pandemic has taught us that it is very important to take fast decisions and be the fast actors and come out with your decisions brightly and strongly. So once again, I thank all the dignitaries who are present here today with us, and also all dear children. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. व्यायामात् लभते स्वास्थ्यम दीर्घायुष्मम बलम सुखम आरोग्यम परमम भाग्यम स्वास्थ्यम सर्वार्थ साधनम. आप सभी जानते हैं, योगः भारतस्य आधारः अस्ति. योगेन बिना वयं स्वास्थ्यः सानन्दः च भवितुं न शक्नुमः. We feel really proud to share that our yoga students are making history in the various competitions of yoga. 7 students have won medals in Delhi Olympics. In CBSE Nationals, our yoga team secured 2nd position. 10 times Delhi State Champion. We have 2 Asia Book of Record holders and 14 India Book of Record holders from our school. Let us watch a small performance by them.
थोड़ा सा वतन का भी हक था, ना देख मुझे यूं मुड़ मुड़ के, तेरा मेरा साथ यही तक था. ये तेरी ज़मीं तेरे खून से ही तो सजती संवरती है रांझे, तेरे इश्क की मैं हकदार नहीं, तेरी हीर तो धरती है रांझे. तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के, मैं खिल जावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू. तेरी नदियों में बह जावा, तेरे खेतों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू. अफसोस नहीं जो तेरे लिए सौ दर्द सहे, महफूज रहे तेरी आन सदा, चाहे जान मेरी रहे न रहे. ऐ मेरी ज़मीं महबूब मेरी, मेरी नस नस में तेरा इश्क बहे, फीका न पड़े कभी रंग तेरा, जिस्मों से निकल के खून कहे. हाय तेरी मिट्टी में गुल बन के मैं, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू. वो तेरी नदियों में बह जावा, तेरी फसलों में लहरावा, इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
Hope hope you all found that interesting. Charles de Pierre Coubertin was a French educator and historian, founder of the International Olympic Committee. And I would quote him, l'important dans la vie, ce n'est pas le triomphe, mais le combat, l'essentiel, ce n'est pas d'avoir vaincu, mais d'être bien battu, which in English is that important thing in life is not triumph, but combat. The essential thing is not to have won, but to have fought. We have Mehul, who would tell us a bit more about Olympics.
The Olympic Games are known as the world's foremost athletic competitions. Over 200 nations participate in this event that happen once in 4 years. And in these 4 years, every 2 years, they alternate with Summer Olympic and Winter Olympics. The first written records of ancient Olympic Games were dated to 776 BC. It was a part of the religious festival in honor of Zeus, the mythological father of Greek gods and goddesses. It took thousands of years for the Olympics to return. The first modern Olympics was held in Athens, Greece in 1896. The man who revived this was a Frenchman named Baron Pierre de Coubertin. Various countries compete with each other, and it is seen as a symbol of brotherhood that transcends nationality. Olympic Games are the best example to teach certain good lessons like determination, dedication, hard work, teamwork, sportsmanship, and many more. Indian athletes have appeared in every edition of Summer Olympics since 1920. In Tokyo Olympic Games, around 90 participants from India have been selected from different categories. We hope the participants bring laurels for India in the Tokyo Olympics, which are to be held in month of July 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehul. Today we have with us Indian boxer Mr. Vijender Singh, who has been representing India and won medals in various competitions like Beijing Olympics, World Championship, and the Commonwealth Games.
जीत का जश्न हम मनाएंगे, आसमां तिरंगा सजाना आज है, शान से सभी को बताएंगे।
In January 2010, Mr. Vijender Singh was awarded the Padamshri for his outstanding contribution to the Indian sports. He was also garlanded with the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, India's highest sporting honor in the year 2009. He is the first Indian boxer to have ever won a medal at the Olympics. In the year 2009, he was ranked number 1 in the world in middleweight 75 kg category by the International Boxing Association. I would request Mr. Vijender to please unmute himself and address the listeners. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
I think, okay, I'm already on mute. So first of all, I would like to congratulate and best wishes to SDS School. And today is Foundation Day. And thanks to Mr. Vijayan Bala, because he invited me to be part of this, occasion. So first of all, your staff is amazing. I heard that principal ma'am and she said a lot of good things about staff and students who pass out from the school, like especially Raftar. He's my friend, so I will ask him definitely about your school. And yes, I'm in Delhi, and yes, I did boxing, like three Olympic I participated, like in 2004, 2008, and 2012. And I participated in, I think, 2 Asian game or 3 count games. So that's my, amateur journey. And after that, I turned pro, and I like lost last fight, but it's all right. A lot of things happen. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So, but it's a really honor and a privilege to be like part of this Foundation Day, and you guys are doing good things, especially SDS Nathan Dharam Public School. I'm very impressed by the name, and of course, and I wish all the students good luck, and they will do better in the future. And right now, the pandemic is going on. The corona is, it's on a peak. So please, students, especially, because right now, youth is they have like more responsibility, like towards the family. So they should play a major role in this pandemic. So please don't go out and stay at home, and whatever precaution or guideline the government provide you. So just follow that one. Just stay happy, stay safe. That's the only thing, because I can say, because the news. So there's a lot of things, but we are doing a lot of things virtual. But if you are at home, so please stay at home. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I am hesitating to announce our next speaker, as he happens to be a great sports commentator whose voice and style of commentary was hugely appreciated by one and all. Mr. Vijayan Bala. Mr. Vijayan Bala, a renowned educationist and author of dozens of books, is a multi-talented individual who has excelled as a teacher, administrator, writer, broadcaster, and an outstanding conversationalist. His latest work, as usual, is the outcome of in-depth study and understanding of events as they unfold. How India won its Olympic medals by him is a great success. I would now request Sir to please unmute and enlighten us all.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to speak after Sri Vijender Singh, an Olympic medalist, and most important of all, a true gentleman. He's a sportsman in every sense. I remember when interviewing him over the telephone, he was, despite his busy schedule, he called me up and he said, ask me any number of questions you want, take as much time as you want. Imagine an Olympic medal winner going to that extent. Having been in the field of education for over 4 decades as an English teacher, vice principal, principal, and mentor for teachers, and also been greatly involved in co-curricular and sports activities, I realize the importance of sports and quizzing in the lives of children. When I was young, the importance of sports was quite limited. Moreover, it did not have money and fame to back it up. But nowadays, there are a number of careers related to sports which one can take up. But before I talk about the careers related to sports, I wish to stress on the value of playing games, individual or team. Sports helps one to become physically and mentally fit, develops qualities of concentration, fighting spirit, that is, never to give up when the chips are down, and how to better oneself without competing with others. We also learn to be unselfish, cooperative, and to take both success and failure in the right spirit. All these qualities go a long way in producing great human beings. Now let me talk about the different careers associated with sports. First and foremost, one can become a top-level professional player. The other careers related to sports are that one can become a professional coach, referee, or umpire. And specializing in sports can also, in related sports like orthopedics or physiotherapy, we can have that sports medicine. And then sports psychology, journalism, sports historians one can become, radio and TV broadcasters and presenters. And finally, you may not think it's possible, but one with an interest in sports can deal with in sports management and also become big businessmen dealing with sports equipment of different types. So we can see the wide range of opportunities sports offers these days. Now, why is quizzing useful? Quizzing is an art, and in my career as an educationist, I have come across quite a few students make a name for themselves as quizzers. I remember one particular boy, he became, almost a name in the school just because of his quizzing abilities. As a student, he was very average. Quizzing helps children to learn about different topics in a fun and interesting manner. It not only helps in educating children, but also informing them. The postponed Tokyo Olympics is scheduled to be held in July, August this year. My compliments to Mrs. Anita Sharma, Principal ST Public School, Pitampura, for taking the initiative of hosting a quiz on India at the Olympics with a view to inform and educate our school children about our country's performances in this great sporting event. It is with the intention of informing and educating sports lovers, I decided to bring out a book called How India Won Its Olympic Medals, which is published by Zorba Books and priced at rupees 199. This book will help you prepare in the best possible manner for this quiz competition. The special features of the book are the language is simple. In particular, our successes are highlighted chronologically in a precise yet detailed manner. The book contains interviews and write-ups of many of our medal winners, quite a few of them all-time greats. Reports on how the medals were won, scores, statistics, sharp black and white pictures, and finally, there's a chapter highlighting interesting details about our Olympian medal winners in particular, like, for example, who is the only Indian hockey Olympian to win a Veer Chakra, or the only hockey Olympian to wear spectacles while playing. In this context, I wish to quote the legendary hockey maestro, the late Balbir Singh Sr., who scored 5 goals, including a hat-trick in the final of the 1952 Olympics at Helsinki against the Netherlands. Balbir Singh Senior said of this book, I personally like the concept behind Vijayan writing this book, since it is so dear to the message I always give to the younger generations. Dream big, aim high, work hard, think positive. The room at the top is always vacant. I strongly recommend the book to be read by the younger generations. Who knows? Learning from such stories might help them one day to make another mark on the world map, not only in sports, but in any other field of their choice. And Balbir Singh was one of the greatest hockey players our country has produced. So, dear students, pay your registration fee of ₹20 immediately. It is latest by 21st April 2021, and purchase this book as quickly as possible. The links will be provided later in this program by Anamika ma'am. For those in Delhi and NCR interested in purchasing books autographed by me, please mail me at vijayanbala@hotmail.com, giving your contact number. I have a few copies available with me for sale. Those interested could let me know. For those who love sports, I must share with you that I've also brought out 2 more books, Indian Sports, Conversations and Reflections, Parts 1 and 2, which contain 75 interviews each of leading Indian sports personalities, such as near Olympic medalists Milkha Singh, Gurbachan Singh Randhawa, and P.T. Usha. These books were also published by Zorba Books at a cost of ₹299 each. Since the Class 10 exams have been cancelled, we were keen that those students also participate, and so the new dates of the exams have been revised just to accommodate them in particular. For the first round, the date is 24th May, the second round of the semifinals, 9th June, and the final will be held on 26th June. Details of the tests will be shared with you later in the program by Anamika ma'am. Thank you and best of luck, dear students, as there are attractive prizes to be won. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening everybody. There is a lot to learn from all the sports lovers, and definitely those who are participating in this quiz competition can look for this book and get to learn a lot. Once again, thank you, sir. Today, we also have with us, as in our panelist, Miss Toolika Rani, an ex-Indian Air Force officer.
Team Toolika reached at the top of the Mount Everest. How do you feel, Miss Toolika? Toolika madam? Huh?
All around 360-degree view.
Okay.
They say that a woman can be many things in her lifetime, adorning many roles. Personifying this adage and redefining its meaning, we have with us Squadron Leader Toolika Rani. From controlling the jet planes to climbing mountains, to public speaking, writing, and clearing civil services mains, she's a person who stretches her boundaries each time to prove that limits exist only in minds. Lists of her awards are huge. To name few are Rani Lakshmi Bai Veerta Puraskar, Global Women Award, Stree Shakti Combatant Award, Delhi Ratan, and many more. I would now request Ms. Toolika to please unmute herself and give the motivational speech. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Morrison. And the Sanatan Dharma Public School, as the name itself says, and as we saw the visuals also, the kind of education that the school is imparting is really heartening. My gratitude to Mrs. Anita Sharma ma'am. She is an inspiration for me also. And I derive a lot of inspiration from her and motivation from her. She is my personal guru. So my heartiest gratitude to the school for giving me this opportunity to be amongst the students today. It is also my pleasure to have listened to Mr. Vijender, who is the pride of India, as he has been a medalist in Olympics. Also, Mr. Vijayan Bala, who himself is a great academician and a sports commentator. So it's my privilege today that I have the opportunity to be on this platform amongst such esteemed personalities of this nation. And of course, the future of the nation. I've already heard from Mr. Vijayan Bala the importance of games. I would also speak a little bit about my journey of the games and how games and sports, in my case specifically the adventure sports, have shaped my personality and what they can contribute in the lives of the children who are the future of this nation. I would request the host to please enable me to share my screen.
Suryaveer sir, it must be.
Toolika ji, you can share your screen now.
All right. Yes. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
So as we are talking about the Olympics and games and sports in general in our lives, the title of the talk that I have kept today is Play to Win. Because whenever we play, the aim is to win. But what victory is, we would define it today in a very different fashion. So Play to Win, decoding games through Mount Everest. What games can do in our lives, I think I am a live example of it. The screen that you're now seeing, and it is showing my different achievements. Mr. Mossam also had shared some of them, that I have been awarded 13 awards. Today, I'm a public speaker and have delivered 78 talks on various platforms in India, USA, and UK, including the prestigious TEDx. Also, people look up to me as an inspiration, but this is not what I want to share with you today here. It is not a self-glorification talk. Why I'm showing you this is to just show you that how games and sports in particular, they can make an ordinary person achieve extraordinary things. What they can do in order to enable us to understand ourselves more. So this is my journey, started as perhaps you people are at this stage right now, an NCC cadet, a school student. So this is what I was also a few years back. And I had an aim to join armed forces. Games again played a very important role. And I would urge that if some of you are dreaming to join the esteemed armed forces of this nation, you must concentrate on playing games. So after I was selected in Indian Air Force in 2005, I had the opportunity to work as an administrator, specifically in air traffic controlling, as well as an outdoor training instructor in Indian Air Force Academy, Hyderabad. I had the privilege also. It gives me a lot of pride when I share this information that India's first 3 female fighter pilots have been my cadets. And today, when I see them doing well and setting excellent standards of performance in their chosen field, it fills me with immense pride. But Indian Air Force was not the end where I would have stopped my journey. Becoming an officer was in itself an achievement, but what I want to share here is that in life, we have a lot of potential, and the utilization of our potential does not end on achieving one goal. So we should set certain challenges in our lives. Once we have achieved a success, thereafter there has to be a different goal so that we can stretch our limits and realize our potential. And that is what I aimed to do through mountaineering. I volunteered for a mountaineering expedition in year 2000.
हाँ पूछ के जरा मुझे बताओ.
Toolika ma'am, you seems to have some network issues. I think there are some network glitches from her side. All right, ma'am, should we proceed further or should we wait?
No,
For
we
her.
shall try. We shall try to contact her because she has a long presentation and a very adventurous journey
Yes, ma'am, there was some
to be
technical
shared.
glitches.
Yes.
Sure, ma'am, sure. Dear listeners, we are talking to Ms. Toolika. There seems to be some technical issues. So let us sort that out and she'll be continuing with her speech. Thanks for being the patient listeners.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am. Please carry on. Please continue.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am, you're very much audible.
Share my screen again. Please enable me to share my screen
Toolika
again.
ji, you are audible. You can
Ma'am, please
start.
enable me to share the screen.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying, but
Now you will be able to do it.
it is again showing the message that host has disabled the participants. Okay. So is it visible now?
Yeah, your screen is visible now to us, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So here we were that our Indian Air Force female climbers team reached Mount Everest in 2011. And I would like to give you, during talks, people are very inquisitive about this, the whole process. So here is the base camp, as you can see right in the beginning. Base camp itself, if at least 2 days and not move, it is because the altitude has that kind of an effect on our body that we need that rest and time period to acclimatize our bodies to that kind of an altitude. Thereafter, the 6,000 feet, which is called death zone. About 26,000 feet would be the death zone, and the height of Mount Everest is 29,034 feet. It has slightly increased recently, as we have all known through the news. So this process that our team was going through. And what I want to share here is, children, that for this moment, this place in South Asia was our team to that kind of cold condition, which we would be encountering on Mount Everest. So we used to just dream Everest, think Everest, eat Everest, drink Everest, just talk Everest, 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 and nothing. But even that much of effort, sometimes, so as and success, I told you in the beginning of my talk, what is success? We will redefine it by the end of this presentation, because a lot of people, a lot of children today are under this pressure to succeed, and succeed in the fashion that the world tells them to succeed. So here I am, through my own example, to redefine what success means. Is succeeding in the first go the ultimate success? Is succeeding even in the end the ultimate success? What is the definition of success and failure, due to which our children are under so much of pressure that some of them even commit suicide? Some of them go into depressions. So returning to this slide, we were on Mount Everest, and as per my fitness at that particular time, people were expecting that she would climb. This girl would go and unfurl the tricolor on the top of Mount Everest. But as I told you, certain circumstances in life happen that the results come unexpected. They're not as per what you had desired. So this flag that you're seeing, our beloved national flag on the screen here, this is a memorabilia which our team, our successful team, we did become successful. 7 of the members of our 20-member team had climbed successfully. So on the saffron, you are seeing these signatures of the successful members, while in the green portion are the signatures of the people who were not able to make it to the top. And my signature you're seeing, and here, as you also must have faced many a times in your life, we adult people had at some other point, I'm sure, that when you do not succeed, when you are not able to achieve your goal, you are treated in a very different manner by the society, by your family, by your relatives, by your friends, by everybody who knows you. Loser, you are put in a very different category. The tag is very, very clear. So people had started, one person who had full faith that I could do it, and that was my mother. So here it is a very important thing to notice that our parents play a very important, crucial role in the outcome of our lives. This addressing to the teachers here who are also parents, and the parents who must have been listening, that when your children fail, at that particular moment, please do into the dustbin, give them a chance, give them motivation and encouragement, and show faith in their capabilities. Because there is a lot of unused potential, a little push. We just need somebody believing in us when we have failed. So this is what my mother did to me. And I'm really very grateful for that moment when she said that you had the ability to do it. But I think that you did not utilize your full potential. So go and make another attempt. Now think of it. A mother said, her daughter, nowhere else, Mount Everest claims at least 10 to 12 lives every year, because it is that kind of an inhospitable terrain where human bodies are not meant to be. So this is what happened in 2011 when I came back as a loser. So what we did was that
Her interesting journey is going on, but there seems to be some technical issues which is troubling in between.
this is what the entire lesson I learned from that failure. Visible again?
Yeah, it is visible. It is visible, ma'am.
Okay. I'm so sorry that the internet is not functioning very well. So sometimes it happens on the virtual events. So where we were here that I learned a very important lesson of my life. And this is the tagline that I would like every children to take from this talk today. That till the time life is, the game is on. It is we who decide whether we have already failed, whether we have already stepped out of that court where the game is going on. It is we who decide. In our life, we are our own referees. So a game never ends in the life of a human being. Till the time life is, till that particular moment, your hope is, your capabilities are, your faith is, God is with you, and your game is on. You are never labeled a failure in just one go. When we play badminton or any other game, there are turns. The game is divided into quarters. So if you fail, if you do not win in first quarter, that does not mean that you cannot win by the end of the game. Everybody who loves sports and watches the sports knows that the game can turn at any moment. Are we connected yet?
Yes, we are connected. Ms. Toolika, we are connected.
Yes. So this is what I learned, and this is what I would love the students to learn today. So this is what we did again. This time on my individual expedition. So if any kind of support does you find your ways on your own. We did an expedition on Mount Everest, which generally do not happen in the history of the armed forces. People go as a group. They not go as individuals. This was a very one thing, very substantial in your life. Here is a video, but I would skip it because the internet is not working very well. So yes, this is another pictures. I would just share some of the glimpses of Mount Everest climb. Here you can see the kind of clothing because temperature goes to -40. The winds are very high and the inhospitable terrain, as I had just shared with you, it claims lives. So here we are in that kind of an environment. We are pitted against the force of nature. But what we learned from it is humility, that human beings actually are not the conquerors of nature. We are just one element of this big universe. So if we succeed, we shall be grateful. If we fail, we shall take it as God's will for that particular moment and continue our efforts. This is what nature also does. You know, in nature, there is no stopping. At one particular time, a tree would be full of leaves and full of flowers. At the other time, when the autumn is there, all the leaves would be shed. But the circle does not end anywhere. The tree will be laden with flowers again. So this is what I have learned with nature in mountains. Here came the last night. Now this was a very interesting moment in my journey on Mount Everest. And I learned a lot of lessons here again. Because till the time we are proceeding very determinedly towards our goal, and we are very certain that now we are going to win, again, something unexpected would happen. And then you will have to have that kind of a latent strength in you that you can overcome the uncertain situations, unexpected uncertain situations. In a game also, your teacher would always tell you to have some kind of reserve strength, which you would utilize at the last moment, the last burst of your sprint. So this particular picture that you see is the last 3,000 feet. It is just the tip of Mount Everest, just the tip. It is not the entire mountain, though it looks like that. So this was the last climb, which was to be done in the night. There was only one night of difference between me and the highest point of the earth. So when we started climbing in night, we had just been into 1 hour of climb and my foot started feeling very cold. So as I told you that in 2011, I had not been successful on Everest. The factor was that my fingers had become numb at that moment due to cold, and I had decided to turn back. Here again, the same situation came because God is going to test you before he gives you anything big. And this was the test of my strength, because sports are not just about your physical strength. It is all about your mental strength along with the physical. Physically, every sports person prepares equally, almost equally. But what decides the winners? What decides between the first person and the second and the third and the last perhaps is the mental energy. Because when the time is tough, then how tough your mind is decides the outcome of your race. So here, when we started climbing, I started feeling cold in my foot. And the question came whether I should turn back or I should continue. Because if I continue, what is on stake? On stake is my foot. On stake is my limbs. Amputation would be the only thing if I continue. I was certain of this due to my previous experiences, because when you step into such cold terrain, your peripheries, the toes and the fingertips, they start becoming numb because your body is fighting to survive. And in such condition, if you continue for very long, your tissues will die and there is no revival after that. There is only amputation which is waiting for you. So this was the question in front of me. Now what? My self-esteem, my goal, death, injury? What will I choose? Will I choose safety? Will I choose not to take that risk? No. Today, if I'm speaking this confidently with you, today, if your ma'am has invited me on this prestigious forum, it is because at that particular moment, I decided to take the risk. I decided to continue, because till the time we surpass our physical limits, we will not conquer anything big. Today, I want you to learn, children, in any sport, you might be feeling that your body is tired, but if your mind pushes you and if you continue, you will be wondered to know as to how much strength is there within you. Mountaineering has taught me this, that our bodies are a very wonderful instrument and the control is here. So when this control tells the body to move, the body moves. We ourselves do not know as to how much strength is there within us till the time we push ourselves to do it. So here was my moment to stretch my limits, and I did it. So the entire night, I climbed in pain. I climbed amongst the dead bodies of the fallen mountaineers, and I knew that I could be one of them at any moment, because this time now I was climbing in dead zone. So ultimately, this portion came. The entire night passed. We continued climbing, and I forgot how much pain was there, whether it was there or not. Finally, the dawn happened, and this portion came, the Hillary step. It is a very rocky portion, and I was slipping again and again on this. But I remembered the tale of that spider, which was trying to climb a wall, kept falling down and kept climbing. And ultimately, after many attempts, it succeeded. So if you persist after your goal, just stay sure that you are going to win. It does not matter as to how many attempts you take. It does not matter as to how many times you fail. Till the time you do not give up, your game is on and you will come out a winner. So after 11.5 hours of tough climb in the life and death situations, on 26th May 2012, I was grateful to God that I could unfurl this tricolor on the top of Mount Everest and could represent my nation over there. But, thank you. But, well, this is one video I would like to show. This is how it shows from the top of Mount Everest. So when we came down from the successful expedition this year, the smaller flag that you see was the one which I had held on top of Mount Everest. And the bigger one, as I already showed you, was the one which my team has left as a memorabilia in Nepal. So I came back to the same lodge and affixed my flag just beneath it. It was a gesture on my part to say thank you, to show my gratitude to Indian Air Force, because ultimately it was Indian Air Force which had given me this opportunity, and I owe whatever I am in the field of mountaineering today to my organization and my country. So it was just a small gesture. I would urge you also to remember all those who have supported you in your struggle, because without them individually, achieving anything big would not have been possible. Another lesson that I learned from this expedition was that everything comes at a cost, and we have to be ready to pay that cost. So this was my cost of climbing that mountain and achieving that glory, because glory will not come without pain and a cost. So as you see my toes, I told you that I was feeling cold in my toes when I was climbing up. And this was what I discovered after I came down. The blood and pus oozing out and the toes already frostbitten. So later on, they went on being worsening. I had to be admitted in a hospital for 3 months. But why I'm showing you this is that what you achieve is up to you. What happens to you is up to you. Physically, you may be down, but it is not the body again. It is the mind which decides whether you stop or you continue. So I continued. Despite the doctors telling me that these toes will be amputated, I can today tell you, despite this condition that you are seeing today, that they were saved. They were saved because in this condition, each and every moment, I visualized myself running. I visualized myself climbing, and I did walk. I walked on my heels. And I just kept on dreaming that I will move again, that I will climb again. And here I was, just 1 month after coming out of the hospital, back in the mountains. Back in the mountains in flippers and with my bandaged toes. So nothing, no amount of a doctor's advice, no amount of anybody can tell you whether you are already a gone case, whether your body cannot do it. Your body is a very, very wonderful, powerful instrument. It can overcome anything. It is just in your mind. You try doing this, because I am speaking with my experience. A number of times I have done this, and a number of times it has been proven true. So I kept climbing. These are some of the glimpses from my climb after my injury. This is from Iran, Mount Damawan, which is the highest volcano of Asia. And I was again privileged to represent my nation amongst 56 climbers from 16 countries and become the first Indian woman to climb the highest volcano of Asia. After this Annapurna Base Camp track in Winters became the first Indian woman to do so. Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Elbrus, I did an expedition to this, Mount Nun, and there were many more. Till now, there have been 23 expeditions and tracks all across the world. The spirit is yet undying. And this is my message to you. Through games, through sports, I have discovered my strengths and weaknesses. Games just do not make us better physically. They make us aware of our own strengths and weaknesses. Because on the plains, we live with a very high inflated ego. But when we play in any kind of sport, we know where we are weak and we know what is our strength. So this is what mountaineering has done for me. I'm very sure, children, that you must be discovering yourself anew each day when you play. So I believe in magic and miracles. Yes, it happens. Even at this age, I believe in magic and miracles. You as children might be doing it. Don't we know that when a cricket game is being played, even at the last moment, we keep on praying for a miracle to happen. India should win. Just on the last ball also, India should win. And how many times that miracle has happened? It has happened. So it is just not any magic. It is the magic of the dreams. It is the magic of the willpower. It is the miracle of your hard work. It is all those years that the players continue practicing their craft, which enables them to do that miracle in that one last ball. So we have to practice each day for years and years to perform excellently on that one moment, which is our day of glory. So be ready to take a risk. You will fall, because falling is a part of success. So fall, but be ready to rise again, give it your all, and go play. So now that we are connected, I do believe that everything happens for our purpose. Now that we have connected on this virtual platform, let's stay connected. Children, I would love to hear of your journey, because you have just begun. And some of you would go and represent the Olympics, represent the nation and win, like Mr. Vijender has done and made us proud. So I would certainly love to know about you. Stay connected on these given IDs of mine. Thank you so much once again, Anita ma'am, that you have given me this opportunity. I'm very, very fortunate to have known you as a person. Gitanjali ma'am, Mr. Mawsam, all of the participants that we are here, 63 in number. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. God bless you. Keep playing and keep winning.
Truly inspiring, Miss Toolika. It is indeed. We all feel, I would love to ask everybody to clap, but keeping themselves mute. It was really a true inspirational story. And ultimately, your message must have reached to the children. You see the struggle which you were talking about in the beginning. There were internet glitches also, and finally your true message reached to every child who was listening to you. We really feel pleasure to see you here again in future. Now is the time to launch the competition India in Olympics. Over to you, Anamika ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. We are overwhelmed with the response, the huge responses we have received for this quiz. I'm glad to share that more than 1,200 students from more than 30 schools have registered themselves for this quiz. So now I'm sharing some important information regarding this quiz, how the children can participate. The theme of our quiz is India in the Olympics. Any student from class 6 to class 12 is eligible to participate in this quiz. This quiz is to be held in 3 different rounds. The round 1, which is to be held on May 24th, 2021. Round 2 is scheduled for June 29, 2021. And round 3 is scheduled for June 26, 2021. The timings for the quiz, which are very important, for the round 1 and round 2 is 4 p.m. in the evening. Entry fee is just ₹20. Now regarding the paper pattern. For the first round, the students will have 50 multiple choice questions that they are supposed to complete in 30 minutes. So timing you can see 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the evening on the said day. The second round, all the selected students from round 1 will appear for the semi-final round, which is scheduled for 9th June 2021. In this round, the students will face 30 multiple choice questions that they are supposed to complete in 20 minutes. So timing you can see that's 4 p.m. to 4:20 p.m. in the evening. Now the grand finale, the final round, which is scheduled for 26 June 2021. All the selected students in the semi-final round, they will be informed via email. So how you can prepare yourself, children? So I'm sharing the links for the books on your screen. This book, How India Won Its Olympic Medals, authored by Mr. Vijayan Bala. So you can buy these books from these online stores and you can prepare yourself well for this quiz. Round 1, the link for the round 1 will be uploaded on school website 1 hour before the time. However, it will open at 4 p.m. only. Participants can attempt the quiz with registered mobile number only. The mobile number they have used for the registration process. Participants need to visit school website to attempt this quiz. And the link for our school website is www.stpublicschoolpp.in. Kindly fill the feedback form. This link has been shared on the Facebook page also. And to get the certificate for participation for this launch event, you need to fill this link. This link is again will be shared on the posted on our school website. So kindly fill the correct information so that there will not be any related to a spelling of your name and the school name in your certificate. Now the good news for all of you, because of the huge responses we have received, earlier our last date was 20th April, that is tomorrow, but now we are extended it for one more day, that is April 21, 2021. So children, hurry up, register yourself immediately, and as the ma'am has said, game is on. So thank you all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Anamika, for the complete information. I would also read the names of the schools which have already registered themselves. These are the participating schools. So far, 34 schools have already registered. as Anamika ma'am just announced, and we have 1600 registrations which are done till now. So I would name the schools: SD Public School Pitampura, DAV Shalimar Bagh, DAV Vasant Kunj, Modern School Shalimar Bagh, Modern School Barakhamba Road, Ambience School Safdarjung Enclave, Himalaya Public School, CRPF Prashant Vihar, Atal Adarsh Lata Kidwai Nagar, APJ Pitampura, New Era Public School, Kalka Public School, Indraprasth International School Dwarka, Jammu Sanskriti School, Kamal Model School Mohan Garden, Lotus Valley International School Noida, Sachideva Public School Pitampura, Saraswati Bal Mandir Punjabi Bagh, Dalmia Vidya Mandir, Sadhvasni International School for Girls Shanti Niketan, Columbia Foundation School, Venkateshwara Global School, Dwarka, St. Margaret Public School, Mexford School, Rohini, Salvation Tree School, Shri Venkateshwara School, SNG International School, St. Xavier School, Rukmani Devi Public School, and these are the schools which have already registered. Around 34 schools have already registered themselves, and we still have the registration which can be taken. Now, I would request our principal ma'am to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mosam. First of all, I would like to pay my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to our guests of today, Mr. Vijender Singh, Mr. Vijayan Balaji, Ms. Toolika Rani. All of them, I know they are busy with lots of things, but they have taken their time to join us and to encourage the children for the participation. I also pay my gratitude to the school management, Shri Chandrabhan Garg, our former chairman, Shri Krishnalal Bansalji, our Dr. Anand Vasudevji, who is also simultaneously, I know, dealing with the patients, because doctors nowadays has a busy life, busiest life in fact. Mr. L.R. Saini, Secretary, Bharatiya Shiksha Board, many of my fellow colleagues who are the principals and directors of the different schools, Ms. Himani Asija from MBA School, Dr. Madhu Vaid, she's the director and the manager of many of the Saraswati Bal Mandir public schools, and many of other colleagues I could see here. So my heartfelt thanks to everyone. Toolika, you are really inspiring, and when you were speaking, I have already met you and I was already thrilled when I heard your journey, and I wanted you to share your journey with every child here. Although some technical glitches are there, they were there, but I know that for a person like you, no difficulty or no situation could be the difficult. I read the biography of Major Colonel Ahluwalia, who also climbed the Everest, and I do remember it is said that education is what remains with you when you are not directly involved with your textbooks. So I do remember his one line, and this I consider as the mantra of the successful life. And he said, first of all, you have to climb your own summit, which is there in your mind. So if you are able to climb that summit of your mind, you can climb any summit which is physically there, or any other task which you want to handle. So you have already proved that with the kind of physical conditions you developed after climbing the mountain, and you were hospitalized for 3 months, and you said that after 1 month you were again back to the position. So that was really inspiring, and I hope today all the students, they must have taken a good lesson from you, and they will learning not to take any excuse for anything in the life. Thank you so much for joining us. I thank all the students who are here, who are participating in the competition. We received overwhelming response. We also received requests from various schools to extend the date. So we have extended the date by 1 day, and we have also delayed the competition by many days because now it is rescheduled for 24th of May. The reason is that after the cancellation of the 10th class board examinations, we came to know that many of you now, many of the students who were in the 10th class earlier, they feel that now they can prepare for the quiz and they want to participate. So I hope that you will be participating wholeheartedly. Participation is the most important thing. And I do feel that many of you will be able to clear the second round and you will be reaching to the semi-finals. And in the final round, we again will be able to meet many more dignitaries from the world of Olympics. Thank you so much to all of you for joining once again.
Thank you, Madam Anita. I think it was a pleasure. I spent 1.5 hours. My system was on and I was listening to Toolika's wonderful, inspiring journey. And I think it's a lot of things to learn for children. And I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Aluwalia in my childhood. We were neighbors. Mr. Aluwalia was also living in Kakanagar and we were also in the same Kakanagar and we were neighbors. And as a student at that time in my school, I used to wonder that without both his limbs, and he used to ride his car every day and go to the office, and I used to watch him. And today I listened to the real-time inspiring journey also and the story also. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Anand. Thank you, ma'am. I would now request everyone to join us all for Kalyana Mantra.
स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखात्महे सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखात्महे
With this Kalyana Mantra, let us all have a positive hope during this pandemic. And remember, हार हो जाती है जब मान लिया जाता है, जीत तब होती है जब ठान लिया जाता है. Once again, thank you everyone for your precious time. A special thanks to all the speakers, Mr. Vijender Singh, Mr. Vijayan Bala, Ms. Toolika Rani, and our esteemed management members, and all the principals and guests who were with us. Thank you.